Okay, so this is again the living room, and this will be the kitchen. And this is the dining area, and the dining area, of course, has the same view. And this is your walkout deck that's fully covered on top. And then, of course, the same view of the Three Sisters, just sort of different angles as you're progressing through the living room, but an unobstructed view of the Three Sisters over the wildlife corridor. And then the master bedroom, the same view here on the main level. And the big beautiful beams are going in right now. But then you get to the window and it's even more clear, because you don't have that one tree in the way that you have in the dining area. It's a perfect view from the bedroom right as you wake up, and then there's other mountains all around. This is the view from the middle floor. So you still have unobstructed view of the mountains pretty much. It's got this big, beautiful deck. Welcome to Serenity Point. Right behind me is the view of Three Sisters, one of the best views in the entirety of the Rocky View and the Canmore area. And we're really excited to be standing here on the second level of the Serenity Point as it's being constructed. A lot of work is being done. We just did a full walkthrough, and it's looking amazing from the very bottom right to the very top.
Tell us a little bit more about the home, though.
Of course, the home is 6-bedroom, 7-bathroom, just shy of 5,500 square feet, 3 covered decks. I'm standing on the middle deck here with a beautiful view of the Three Sisters and the mountain ranges that are panoramic all the way across. The really unique feature of this lot in particular is that it's a little bit higher than the rest, and you can actually have unobstructed view of the mountains, and you don't have the trees in the back blocking your view. So that's why we fell in love with the lot, and that's why we're really excited to be here. We'll do some more shots from the up top, but even from the middle deck, it's a beautiful view of the Three Sisters that you really can't get anywhere else outside of the Silvertip.
Tell me, Vlad, it sounds like it's really a rare and unique opportunity for this kind of investment. Just give me a little bit more insight on the rarity and the uniqueness of it.
Well, the first thing that's very unique about this particular development is that it's the first development in the Bow Valley, and specifically in Canmore, that is zoned for tourism. There's no detached homes, and there's definitely no detached homes of this caliber that are on the market. This is certainly unique from that perspective alone. The other aspect of this is that this is an $8 million project, and it's out of reach for most retail investors unless you're investing through a fund or a real estate investment trust. So we're bringing this to individual investors and families through our structure that is a limited partnership, where we have a significant portion of the property, 50%, being covered by debt, and we only raise 50% as equity.
That's very interesting, and it sounds to me, and you did mention that this is the first time a single family home is zoned for tourism or tourist home, and the ability to be rented out short term. If there's somebody that wants to invest, just what can we expect on a return then?
Yeah, the really neat thing about Canmore is that it's one of the strongest tourism markets in Canada. Between 2023 and 2024, the average occupancy rate in Canmore was 77%. The visitor count to Banff National Park crossed 4.2 million people in 2024, making it the most visited park in Canada. There is not enough capacity in either Banff or Canmore to house that sort of demand, and the latest statistics we were able to find is that it's about 5,000 units short of meeting peak demand, which gives us an incredible opportunity in the marketplace for fulfilling that short-term demand, and more specifically, the demand of the luxury traveler. In Canmore, there's only a few 4-star hotels, they're mostly 3-star There's some private residences that are available for rent, but they're mostly condos or townhomes. This is truly unique in that it's the first detached property of this caliber that will be coming onto the marketplace. And I believe that we have a truly blue ocean opportunity in front of us by creating this new market for the luxury traveler from all over the world. And we'll be able to deliver the service at a higher level than our competition because of our partnerships with Vacations in Canmore as our property manager, but also with some of the other folks in town that will be providing those extra features like private chef, private yoga instructor, private gym instructor, various wellness items that we're adding to the property, as well as exclusive access to tours, skiing, and other wellness activities in the region.
What is your expectations for this property to generate revenue-wise as well as ROI for an investor?
Absolutely. It's a very valid question. And based on our projections that are based on comparables in the marketplace, and when I say comparables, there's really no comparables right now. Predominantly, we looked at places that have similar occupancy of that sort of 12 plus occupants per property. And there's a few other properties in town that are starting to approach that luxury segment that we use as comparables as well. Using all of that information, using the occupancy rates from the marketplace, we like to be conservative. So using a base case occupancy of 68%, which is below market, and using average nightly rates between $4,000 and $6,000 per night, which again is below market compared to some of the other properties that we've seen. We believe that we could be generating returns for our investors somewhere between 9 and 11%, conservatively, cash on cash. We also have the additional, of course, feature that is unique to Luxara, and that is the personal use of the property. So each LP that invests with us will have points that they can redeem for nights, and that converts to about 10 nights in the low season or 5 nights in the high season. That comes with every LP unit. So not only are you receiving a superior return on your cash investment, as well as the equity appreciation of a property like this, you also have the personal use time. One popular question that we get is, what happens if I don't use my points? Of course, it's a valid question, especially if you're an investor from another province or even perhaps from another country. We have a waterfall structure in place that addresses that concern. The first 90% of our net income is distributed evenly amongst the LP investors. And then the remaining 10% is that incentive to redeem any unused points by our LP owners and really reward them for releasing that time back into the rentable pool that we can capitalize on and increase our revenue and increase our occupancy.
That sounds very, very interesting. And I'm assuming for revenue sharing after operating cost, what's the range of expectation that we as investors can expect?
Yeah, so in our base case, as we ramp up our occupancy and as we establish a foothold, we believe we'll be right along that 9%, which translates to about $40,000 distribution on an after expense basis, after debt service basis. So that's the base case that we're comfortable presenting to our investors. Our bank underwriter has reviewed these assumptions and they feel pretty comfortable with those numbers. And they have a lot of great experience in this region lending to other properties that operate here as well as some of the hotels. So we feel comfortable with that. The upside, of course, is pretty significant. We believe that as we establish occupancy, we could be looking at 60 to 70,000 distributions with our base assumptions. And of course, as the rates move up, as occupancy moves up, there's some pretty significant upside that we could realize for our investors as well.
I'm glad you briefly touched on it, and it's obvious that it's a very unique investment opportunity. We got the iconic views of the Three Sisters straight through from your front door all the way into your master bedroom. What type of markets do you think would we be aiming for that's going to come and stay here, that's going to book this place? And can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I think Our key market is going to be weddings. Silvertip Golf Course is just north of me. You can walk onto hole 14 in about 20 steps. But that will be probably our primary consumer base, is the weddings that take place at Silvertip. The venue's booked out several years in advance. There's about 120 weddings that happen at Silvertip, and we certainly plan on capitalizing on that. The other demographic, of course, is the golfers. The Silvertip is an iconic golf course in its own right. There's a few other golf courses in the region, and we feel that golf trips would be another key demographic for us. As the Canmore is being developed and there's more business tourism that will be coming through the town, we believe that that's another segment that we can really capitalize on. So investor retreats, board retreats, those higher end sort of events that usually command higher priced venues. And of course, given the rise of the film industry and of the entertainment industry, Calgary has a hockey team. There's a lot of hockey players coming in and out. There's a lot of world-class artists that come to town to perform at the Saddle Dome and other venues. And every single one that I've had a pleasure of speaking with myself or have heard of through the grapevine, everybody comes through and visits Banff, Lake Louise, Lake Moraine. And more often than not, they stay in Canmore as their base, which means that a lot of those celebrities, athletes, actors would be coming through here, and that we would be that prime location for them to stay at.
I have to agree with you, and with what we've read as well with Silvertip and their master plan that has the approved Nordic spa, as well as the business conference center. I think that's a tourism segment that can be tapped into, where people can use this as their base, whether it is for Nordic spa experience or a business experience. Let's go and have a walk through the home again and show some of the highlights of
Awesome.
What's to come.
And here we are walking into the living room, and huge ceiling, panning onto the deck. And pivoting to what is going to be a huge living room and kitchen right here, with an amazing view when it's not cloudy. And then we're back to the starting point of the door. So from the door, we're going to the master bedroom. Huge master bedroom. Where will be a walk-in closet and an ensuite bath, plus more storage space and an ensuite. And of course, the views from the bedroom that you can't see anything right now because, well, it's snow. And back to the front door. And from the front door, going down. Down to the family room with the access to a huge deck space with the same Three Sisters view. And a bar that's going in here. And then we've got some bedrooms back here with what will be the same view of the Three Sisters from this room. And then in the back here, we've got another bedroom that'll have some view, just not the Three Sisters. And then back to living room. And we've got one more bedroom here. And then a closet and our laundry room. Okay. And then back here is it's going to be a gym.
I talked to the and it's piling up on the outside, so
And finally getting to the bottom of the house.
oh, I see the pop glass out there.
Just to get a view to them.
Pop a piece of glass out there. Yeah.
This will be a yard.
Exterior
Walls
walls. I
here.
got a big pair insulate inside, so. Right. Yeah. And I'm covering half enough of the stone pieces.
And then we've got the last bedroom here with the same nice views. And mechanical room. And then finally some bathroom storage and what will be our wellness center and sauna.